Salama, anjewani la niulu baka Madagascar. Okay, so I'm not gonna speak in Malagasy the whole time because that would be painful for you to watch and for me to rewatch because my Malagasy is broken. But I am talking about the people in Madagascar because that's where I'm currently at ministering, and I'm in the southern part of Madagascar called Tuliar, which is a city. City by Madagascar standards. We call it a urban city because it's like rural huts all smushed together with lots of people. So imagine that. But in our city, there is a mix of many different tribes, many different people with different identities because they have congregated from all over to come and find work here in Tuliar. And so in these tribes, there's a mix of Mahafali, Tanalan, Bara, Marina, and Sakalava. There are probably more, but those are the ones that I can think about right now. And they all have different personalities. The tribes do. There are different characteristics and different traditions and fumbas and taboos that make up these tribes. And so doing the interview was really interesting, learning about all of those different things because tribes are people's identity. Even though where we are, they're living in a city with another person who's not like them, but they can still like communicate with each other and be okay. They still have good relationships with people with other tribes, but they're proud of where they come from, and so that's been really cool to learn about. And so I guess some highlights of the interview. A lot of what I did when I interviewed was life on life, and I also did some interviews at a learning center that I work at sometimes. And at the center, most of them speak English, so it was really helpful for that. But they are all between the ages of 12 to 30, so they're considered youth because they are unmarried, and the youth coming here are trying to have more opportunities to have jobs because there is a lack of jobs here. So that's kind of the frame of who I interviewed. And so what was interesting about their family structure is that they're very communal. They live with their families. They know about their ancestors from generation to generation to generations back, and each family is tied with their tribe. So the only way that you can get out of a tribe, I guess, is if like a woman marries into the man's tribe. And so everyone's able to tell stories about their family members and their heritage. They're very close, and by very close, like they share food and space and money. A lot of families are indebted to each other because, say my cousin wants to marry a girl, and so he needs 4 cows to do that. And the cows are expensive, so he asks the entire family for money, and they give him that money, but he's forever indebted to them paying back the however much Ari the cows cost, but he's paying that back. But it's just a cycle because everyone in their family needs something because they live day to day. So that was really interesting to learn about, and it was really neat because their social structure, how the interview was divided, but their social structure and the religious structure was very tied together because within society and within the different tribes, religion plays a huge part in that because a lot of these tribes worship their ancestors, and so ancestral worship is a huge practice, and people sacrifice cows and goats and pigs to these gods to appease them so that they don't pour out their wrath on them. And so people are constantly living in fear of their great-great-grandfather who could make their child die, or make him sick, or do something. So people are always going to witch doctors, always seeking out spirits, and if someone is sick, they think it's because someone sent out a spirit for them. And so they're constantly living in this fear of it's spiritual warfare. They don't know God, and they're living in fear of all of these other things that they have been taught to believe because of their tribe. But within their tribes, ancestral worship plays a part of that during their like funerals and weddings and ceremonies, because during each funeral, like however, if a person dies and they have 100 cows, all 100 cows will be sacrificed right then, because that leads them to have a better life, apparently, whatever that life is. It's not in heaven. But yeah, so they sacrifice all of their cows, and it's a big ceremony. Like, they only eat a couple of the cows because most of the cows are supposed to go to the family who is the family member who has just recently died. But that is just a little bit of what I've learned. The people here are really great, and learned that the students want to have a lot of opportunities to do better in school and to make better grades, but because of the situations that they're in and just how hard life is here, they're not able to move forward. But they are so hopeful for the future, and very communal and very spiritual. They see things as always having a cause. So that's just a little bit of what I've learned. Thank you for listening, or not listening, but you had to watch this for a requirement. Thanks, bye.